Hurricane Sandy may be over, but for the residents of Coney Island, the process of rebuilding their lives has just begun. And it's a bestseller here at the Designer Loft in New York City. But in a rocky economy, what is it that's driving couples in their quest for the best? For shoppers who wish they could find information on vendors and deals all in one place, now there's an app for that. It's actually right near the water. So now residents who didn't have flood insurance have to depend on FEMA to help them rebuild their homes. And they plan to have another walkathon next year. Kizzy Cox, Queens. Luxuries are hard to come by here in Coney Island after Hurricane Sandy swept through the neighborhood and uprooted lives. Residents are just trying to get the basics. To make it easier for them to get help, the city has set up disaster assistance service centers. One of them is Our Lady of Solace. The church is living up to its name, providing food, access to city services like temporary housing, and FEMA registration. FEMA provides grants to residents to replace damaged property and repair their homes. In addition to FEMA grants, city agencies are also making loans available.
We have the SBA here with us, and we refer folks over to talk to them. If they need more, then we're going to be able to provide.
Helping people get their lives back to normal takes the coordination of many groups. Catholic Charities is providing vital goods like bread, water, and canned food. But there are some things government and charities can't do.
We still don't have heat, we still don't have hot water.
Stories like hers are common after a hurricane as destructive as Sandy. Veach was with FEMA during Hurricane Katrina.
I don't believe I've ever been to one that impacted this many people.
The enormity of the storm is being matched by the generosity of the community.
Planning to bring donors another 200,000 for the Thanksgiving Day.
Without the relief, I would be on somebody else's doorstep begging.
Hurricane Sandy may be over, but for the residents of Coney Island, the process of rebuilding their lives has just begun. Many of the organizations here have vowed to stay on until the process is complete. Kizzy Cox, Coney Island. Homemade goodies, custom t-shirts, and wooden ties are just a sample of what's being sold at the Union Square Holiday Market. Like many New Yorkers, vendors here are still getting back to normal after Hurricane Sandy. Lior Ginzel, who sells French truffles, lost a huge amount of merchandise when his warehouse in Red Hook, Brooklyn, flooded. He's been a vendor at the market for 7 years, and holiday sales are the key to his business.
We need as much support as we can get in terms of sales, and also I'm concerned, we have a lot of loyal customers who are looking for us every year, and I just want to be there for them as well.
One of his loyal customers has been shopping at the market for years.
It feels nicer to kind of have one of your own rather than having one that's like mass-produced. So I definitely prefer shopping here than in retail stores.
The market's also different from retail shops because many of the vendors don't have an actual store. This can keep profits high and overhead low in a recovering economy.
We are expecting to have 10% increase for the total sale this year.
For shoppers who wish they could find information on vendors and deals all in one place, now there's an app for that. For the first time, a free mobile app called Here allows shoppers to find a directory of all the vendors as well as deals and special discounts. That's not the only innovation at the market this year. There's also a new section, Little Brooklyn, exclusively for vendors from that little slice of the Big Apple. Business owners sell everything from Brooklyn-made salsa to jewelry to sock puppets.
How are you today?
Marty Allen has been making sock puppets for 6 years and says there's a reason that the Brooklyn-only section is special.
A lot of the people in this row are young and hungry. It's like people who have this little business and they're putting their hearts and souls into it.
Between now and December 24th, market vendors are hoping that Christmas bells won't be the only things jingling this season. Kizzy Cox, Union Square.
To see Queenie the cutie of the burlesque show and the crew of the...
88-year-old Dorothy Medina is happy enough to sing after the half-mile walkathon around Casino Park Lake. The walkathon was held by self-help senior centers to raise money for health and wellness programs at their 5 locations in Queens. The senior centers operate housing developments and provide services to both residents and seniors in the surrounding communities. Usually, each of the centers has fundraising activities on its own, but this year, Self-Help decided to raise money as a group with a walkathon. AmeriGroup, which manages free and low-cost healthcare programs, sponsored the event. Everyone involved shared the goal of keeping seniors healthy.
It's important for the seniors to remain active. So whether it's at the senior center, joining the wellness classes there, it's really a big part of what the Department for the Aging is pushing for. Seniors are living longer, and having that quality of life, I think, is important.
Quality of life is definitely important for Medina. Between bites of her lunch after the walk, she talked about what self-help senior centers meant to her.
I think the senior centers are wonderful. You meet people, you have something to do when you're old, you're lonely, your friends are dying, you have nothing, and all of a sudden there's a group and a crowd and the pains in the neck and everything. And I love it.
That feeling of belonging was evident not just during the walk, but afterwards, as seniors modeled, talked, and laughed their way through the day. Seniors have plenty of other opportunities to bond with activities like computer classes, yoga, and dance offered at the centers. Self-help community service centers hope to raise $3,000 from today's event, and they plan to have another walkathon next year. Kizzy Cox, Queens.